I have none other than Peppur Chambers, the hot one. Peppur is an actress, she's an author, she's an activist, she is an all around brilliant personality, and she is here with us on Unbossed. We're gonna talk about the arts today, of which she knows a whole lot about. And Peppur actually was one of my team members on Hello Somebody podcast that we had. Peppur, it's so good to see you, darling. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me with you today. It's just wonderful. And I know it's been a great show already. I'm happy to be a part of it. And it's just nice to see your face. I'm happy.
Yeah, we're happy to have you a part of it. So you're the creator of a woman's lifestyle brand. I want people to know that. Brown Betty's, which includes an award-winning web series, Brown Betty's Guide, How to Look for Love in All the Wrong Places. Women's empowerment workshops, Be Your Own Betty, a dinner theater show, Harlem's Night, a cabaret story, and her published novelette, Harlem's Awakening. And we're gonna be talking about Harlem's Awakening and also your new book, Harlem's Last Dance. In 2019, you created a company, Pen and Peppur, and people can go to www.penandpepper.com, where you ghostwrite for people. So you're just everything. You really, really are. So one of the questions I have for you, Peppur, the power of creativity. What is creativity and imagination? Why are these things so important in our daily lives? And I thought about two people to bring into our conversation as you are thinking about your answer. One is Albert Einstein, the physicist, and the other is Zora Neale Hurston. So we'll wait for the team to get that up. But what does creativity mean to you, and why is it important?
Creativity means to me literally having the freedom to express yourself and however it comes to you. So for me, being creative with my words is literally the freedom to just whatever is in there, to let it come out and not know that I'm going to be censored, or not know that I can't say something because I'm a Black woman, or not know that, not know that I don't have the right to be creative. I think that some people go through life thinking that they are allowed to. Either they have to work instead of be creative, or they don't look like this, so they can't be creative. And I think that creativity is one of those leveling forces that's accessible to all of us. And for me, it is something that gives me great joy, and something that was always kind of instilled in us as kids. We were always sort of given, like books and coloring books and things to do instead of watching TV. And I just think that creativity is just one of those things that, I don't know, it gives me, it's my passion. I go to creativity in any and everything that I do, quite frankly.
Yeah, and it is so necessary. And so we do have two people from the past that I would like to put up how they talked about creativity, how they formed it. So we're gonna start with Albert Einstein, the German-born theoretical physicist. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. Let's put up the picture of the one and only Einstein, Professor Einstein, Dr. Einstein. So Peppur, what are your thoughts about what he had to say before we go? We're gonna go to Zora Neale Hurston. I was saving her for last in my question in here.
First of all, I love how you love your quotes. I love how you love your quotes. This is great. So my goodness, the key word there is imagination. And without it, where are we? From politics to writing, where are we without the imagination to see what can be? And to feel it, to see it, to understand it, to taste it, to smell it. Like, without this imagination of creating something that doesn't exist, where are we? I think that it's a beautiful thing.
It is beautiful, and I like how Einstein said, the knowledge you have today is very limiting, but imagination can take us far off into unknown worlds. Beautiful thing. And one of the great Harlem Renaissance writers herself, Zora Neale Hurston, and she said the following: sometimes I feel discriminated against, but it does not make me angry. It merely astonishes me. How can anyone deny themselves the pleasure of my company is beyond me. You know what, Pepper? I put Pepper up with me. I'm feeling the same way. How can anybody deny themselves the pleasure of my company? You better go ahead on and make it plain, Zora Neale Hurston.
Oh, she is one of my favorite authors. I'm so glad you pulled that one. And it's funny. Today I was listening to a webinar with Dr. John Powell, and he speaks to belonging and othering. And today, literally, he said something about racism, and he said that it's not that. So for example, I use myself. I don't need to feel bad because someone was being racist towards me. What is happening is the racism coming from the other person. It's on them. And so that's her quote is so beautiful, and saying like it's not about me. I know who I am. I know what I'm here for, and I'm here to share my art and my gift and my soul with you. And if you can't deal with that, then you need to go ahead on somewhere else.
Hey, it's your problem to deny yourself my presence. Look, Pepper, I'm gonna walk around saying that on a regular basis. You want to deny yourself my presence? Hey, that's on you, baby. You're the loser. Pepper, I cannot help but to see. Is that Dorothy Dandridge?
Yes.
Right behind you?
Yes, she's my muse. She's my should I try? There she is.
There she is.
She is my inspiration, and she's my muse. And I think about all of the things that she had to go through during her time and how she persevered, and then how she kind of lost herself. We don't know how. But Dorothy Dandridge is one of those women where I look to her and I think, number one, if she can do it, I can do it too. And number two, I just want to carry on her essence, her story. And that's where Brown Betty's comes from. These beautiful Black women from the 30s and 40s, and the sophistication that they had and the beauty that they had. I want that, and I want to exude it, and I want to share it with others. And I'm so glad that you recognized her.
Oh, I do. And you did exude that. And so did Dorothy Dandridge. I mean, not only was she stunningly beautiful, she was brilliant. Yes. Both of those things go together. And I loved Halle Berry's introducing Dorothy Dandridge. I watched that and I really did enjoy it. I think she really captured much of the essence of Dorothy Dandridge. So you have a new book. You have two. So you have a book coming out on March the 23rd, and that's Harlem's Last Dance. But before we get to Harlem's Last Dance, Harlem's Awakening, 18 Harlem. And that's her name, not the place, right? Harlem Markinson set out to start a new life in the city for which she is named. Tell us a little bit. So why Harlem's Awakening? And now tell us a little bit about Harlem's Dance and how we can get both of these books.
Oh, I love it. These, talking about creativity and imagination, these books are my soul. So Harlem's Awakening is a story about Harlem, a young woman who is abducted on her way to New York, and she's abducted into a brothel, and she basically has to dance her way out. And for me, it is this sort of, I'm looking at a lot of different things with this book. I'm looking at my main character has wealth, which we don't see with Black people in general, and I really wanted to show that we can have wealth. We weren't always monolithic. There wasn't always one story. We can be anything. We can be anything. Talk about imagination. So, and we have Black Wall Street. We have evidence of it. And so I wanted to 100% show that we had a story about a young Black woman who could persevere through anything, and she has to look to herself to get to her freedom. It's freedom of the mind, and it's freedom outside of this place where she's captured. I have Black female villains. I have Black female heroes. It takes place in Harlem. And the first book, we see her journey to the brothel. And the second book is the journey basically out of the brothel.
Out of the brothel. Black women, sheroes and villains, baby. We can play it all. Yes, let me just go on and sit back on that one. But I cannot wait to read Harlem's Dance. The amazing Peppur Chambers, the hot one. We love you so much, Pepper. Thank you so much for joining us today. You all, please get both of those books. March 23rd, Harlem's Dance is coming out. Harlem Awakening, you can get it right now. Where can they get the books?
Yes, you can get Harlem's Last Dance and Harlem's Last Dance is available right now, Barnes & Noble presale, and Harlem's Awakening is available on Spaceboy Books and on Amazon.
Thank you so much, Pepper, the hot one. So much love for you, darling.